Welcome back for another daily crypto market update. It's still so hard. I really want to say 5-minute market update. This one will be shorter too, though. Not as many tickers to share, not as many updates. Bitcoin is still struggling to push above and close above $95,000. Now, we did have a close technically on Monday. It closed up at 95,630, but yesterday it got rejected as to be expected. Today, we could kind of do like a coin toss here where it's like red, green, red, green, red, green. I mean, we're doing okay so far. The day has literally just gotten started. What we need to see, though, is Bitcoin close above here. Not only did we not close above 95K, but we have yet another. We have 5 pierces of this level in a row. Actually, oh yeah, this one is almost. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. There's an extremely high chance that Bitcoin will close above $95,000 again today, which would be extremely bullish. But until that happens, we can't really freak out or get excited. Now, unfortunately, daily RSI is doing the thing I don't want to see it do. We're seeing lower highs, and basically it's moving down like this, which is what I said. This is the not good scenario. This is our strike one. Daily volume did not meet or exceed the moving average yesterday either. Not good. Price stalling, not good. The only thing that will change anything, rather, let me say it differently. The only thing that will make me be way more bullish for BTC is a close and a hold above $95,000 today. It feels like today is the last day, the last chance for Bitcoin to actually do that. Now, what's weird is that BVOL7D, Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index, available through BitMEX, actually fell a lot yesterday, telling us that there's a lot of reduced volatility for BTC, and it's going back into the bounce zone. The reason why this is so weird is because this is almost what happened back here in September 2024, where we saw lots of these bounces back in to the zone between September and October until finally there was a big push. Now, if we go back to September 2024 was back over here, really kind of similar to where we are right now before a bigger move happened. So yeah, we'll keep watching that. Others market cap is in process of printing a TBO Open Long on today's candle. We literally just started today's candle 30 minutes ago, so we can't really get excited about this yet, but this is a good sign. Now, I personally don't think it's going to hold today unless Bitcoin's going to close above 95K. But my guess is that we're seeing, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests, or rather 5 pierces above long-term overhead resistance, not pushing above it. I think we're more likely to see others' dominance, or others' market cap drop down. We're seeing weakening RSI. We're seeing volume not really overwhelming the moving average here. On-balance volume is still gradually moving up higher, which is a good sign, but we're not seeing a lot of strength here. Now, Ethereum is doing absolutely nothing. It is still pretty much going 100% sideways. We do have our confirmed TBO close short, which is a good sign, but no price action like this is ever good. This is the most embarrassing price action ever. Yesterday's close was negative 0.12% for Ethereum. Now, what's interesting about this is that we're not seeing RSI just totally deflate. It's actually staying relatively strong, which is good, despite this price action being embarrassing. Looking at on-balance volume, the moving average is starting to move up a little bit more. We're just getting started today. If we have a nice green bullish burst of volume and a green close for today, of course, on-balance volumes, the balloon line will go up higher, forcing the moving average to go up. But I'm not seeing overwhelming demand here on volume. So Ethereum's not really doing much of anything. Now, Solana has had a slow drag down. There's a big difference between Solana's price action and Ethereum's. You can clearly see just consecutively red closes going lower and lower and lower for the last 5 days. Look at RSI just drooping, dragging lower. Volume is underwhelming the moving average. It's not looking good. And unfortunately, on-balance volume crossed below its moving average. Now, we've seen this happen many times while on-balance volume continues to rip higher. The main thing I'm concerned about, though, and why this has a blue flag, is because we have 2 recent TBO closed longs on the 4-hour time frame. Now, this is an extremely fast time frame, and it's not in any way telling me that, okay, we're definitely going to see Solana drop all the way down here to $94. No, I'm not saying that. But what these tell us is that, well, essentially, we have an open long back over here. So it's letting us know that if we opened a long back over here and we haven't taken any profit yet out of this 23% move, we might want to consider taking a little bit of profit out just in case the price actually starts to reverse and fall down, which is a possibility. It really is. So the purpose of a TBO close long, as we're going to see on these other charts, is letting us know that you haven't taken any profits out yet. Consider taking out a little bit because the trend might change. We're seeing that on KASPA, and actually I shared this one yesterday. And we can see that the price has actually fallen about 10% since sharing that. But the TBO slow line on the 4-hour time frame still looks good. On the daily time frame, the price is actually falling right to the TBO fast line, which is actually okay. The main thing why I say it's okay is look at volume. There's a night and day difference compared to Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. When we see volume overwhelming the moving average day over day over day over day over day, I can 100% confidently buy the dip on a chart like this. Maybe a short-term trade right up here to TBO resistance for like 14, 13%, something like that. But we need to pay attention to these early warning signals. So we're seeing that for Solana. We're also seeing it on Curve. So taking the same concept, if we opened a long back over here, whether it was manually or automatically using a bot on Altrady, we can see that, well, we're up 31% from this open long signal. It was a good signal. If we haven't taken profit yet, consider doing so because when we see more than one of these happening in a very tight range right below resistance, this is a pretty bearish sign. It doesn't mean that curve has to fall, but it's letting us know, you know what, you've made 31% on this position so far. You might want to consider taking some profits. Last one is SPX. Again, another chart that a lot of you are maybe trading. This one, after the open long printed, it's only up about 10%. It did move up much higher, but right now it's only up about 9% or so. So it's letting us know that if you haven't taken any profits out of your position yet, which I have on my SPX position when I bought right about here at 45 cents. So I'm going to take a little bit more out because of this. I took some out right over here too, which is great. So this is helpful for me because in case this cluster, these two, perform the same as this one and this one back here, where both of these saw drop down of 31%. This one was about 20%. So I want to be able to sell some so that way I can scoop some up, maybe at a discount of up to 27%. Now, I'm not saying it has to fall down that low, but I'm letting you know that that's normal. Now, because we have an open long here on the daily time frame, though, this is giving me confidence to buy the dip for sure. And we're also seeing that daily volume is exceeding above the moving average. It's not wildly so, but we do know that on-balance volume looks incredible. This is the first cross below the white moving average that SPX has seen in a long time. And daily RSI is still looking pretty decent, but this chart is super whippy. So it would be silly if you're in profit and you haven't taken any yet to ignore that signal. Now, one interesting sign that's here is KCS, which is the KuCoin shares token or the KuCoin exchange token. It actually printed a perfect 3 in a row TBO breakout cluster on the 4-hour time frame here. Basically, less than 12 hours ago, actually. This is insane, or a little bit more than 12 hours ago. These clusters, when they're so close together and no price action has happened yet, can be explosive moves to the upside, not to the downside. I wish I had access to KuCoin. I don't have any more funds on KuCoin personally, but this is a really bullish signal, in my opinion. I know that volume is dead. I know that everything else is dead, but on the 4-hour, I just know the TBO. That's what I'm expecting to see happen next. Now, we have a couple of TBO Open Long updates. VeChain printed and successfully printed a TBO Open Long yesterday, which is great, letting us know that we could run a DCA bot on a chart like this because it will chop sideways, but we have a confirmed bullish uptrend. Pol, or Matic Polygon Ecosystem Token, confirmed a TBO Open Long yesterday. Yes, I know that this looks weak. Yes, I know that this is looking like, oh, it's not so great. We're going to see these happen whether the price is pumping or dumping. It's just letting us know that the bullish uptrend is confirmed. Say is in process of doing this right now today, which is amazing. Look at on-bounce volume just moving up higher and higher. Look at RSI staying super duper high. It is struggling to push above this zone of resistance. And I say it's a zone of resistance because back over here, you can see this super long green line. This is automatically plotted by the TBO, excuse me. So this support level at 23 cents or so, or 0.2310, which is the number right there, is letting us know that this is significant resistance based off of historical price action. So that's kind of why the price is stalling. But seeing an open long right now in progress, a really good sign. BERA chain, like it or hate it, doesn't matter. We do have a confirmed a TBT bullish divergence signal. Now, ideally, we want to see a slow line. There's not enough time on this chart to have a slow line, and we want the slow line to either be flat or ascending when we see one of these guys. But if the slow line is moving down, like much of the cloud is right now, we can't really get too excited about these. But this is letting us know that the bearish downtrend is most likely coming to an end. We're going to see these print well before we're going to see a TBO close short. And if we look at the other metrics that are happening right here, RSI has been growing. We can actually see that it's making higher lows right here, and it's moving up pretty well. We can also see on balance volume is now above its white moving average, although volume is not overwhelming in any way, shape, or form. The moving average here, volume is not exceeding that yellow line. This is an early warning alert, which is interesting. KAIA over here has a TBO Open Long on the daily time frame. It's early because we've just started today's candle, but this is a nice confirmation of a bullish uptrend. Now, we have seen KAIA push above the yellow moving average here several times, but it's not consistently over and over and over like KASPA. Okay, so there's a big difference in volume here, but this is also a relatively new listing. It is kind of struggling with this long-term support level here that was in existence for 100 days, so 3 months. Yeah, that's pretty decent. So once it breaks above 0.1234, seriously, that's what the number says right there, then we should see KAIA start to fly. And we have a short-term target of right up here, 0.3226, which is, and I just lost it, which is about 180% growth from the current price. Now, we have a couple of must-watch coins right now. Toncoin continues to struggle to push above overhead resistance. Yesterday, it tested it. We saw 2 pierces and a test back over here on Saturday. So test, pierce, test. I do believe that Toncoin can push above this, but really it comes down to volume. But unfortunately, volume just keeps going lower and lower and lower. But I believe that once it does push above this, that it should have a pretty quick move up to TBO resistance here, just above $4. Litecoin is testing overhead resistance again. I'm getting more confident that we're going to see a push above this because on balance volume is really starting to change here. For the first time in a long time, we're actually seeing this white line curl up like this. Now, it's not like this really nice elbow joint, but we are seeing the blue jagged line above the white line, which is a good sign of bullish building strength, even though volume is not overwhelming the moving average. If we go to an exchange with way more volume, we're not seeing that much exaggerated volume either, but on balance volume does look good. Different exchanges are going to show different OBV levels, by the way. Last but not least, ONDO pierced overhead resistance, but it failed to close above yet again. We do have a confirmed open long. We can clearly see that volume is looking really good. Yesterday it was a little bit under, but we can see that OBV is looking great. We can see that, yes, RSI was short-term overbought. That's normal, but this is really good momentum that is happening. Now, there's a lot of stuff happening. As I let you know every single time, we have way more tools, courses, resources, indicators like the TBOs, TBT divergence at thebettertraders.com. The link is in the description below. If you want to join the Better Traders Club to get more actionable insights, watch lists, I'm currently working on the May watch list right now, identifying the best coins for DCA bot trading, AB trading, swing trading, and other stuff. That's going to be shared around May 1st with all of the club members that are in the trader and pro tiers. But if you just want some amazing market insights, alerts, resources, like all this stuff, market analysis, there's a ton of stuff here. Join the starter tier for just $1 a month. And I want to remind you that I will be in Toronto on May 15th for the Better Trader Summit in partnership with Altrady. I'm super excited for this trip coming up very soon. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.